हाँ जी. Welcome back. So, Syma, you're taking us deeper and deeper into a realm that we hardly visit about our impulse, our instinct, and how do we deliberately do what we need to. And of course, choices contain paradox, whereby we use our power to make a choice. Choice itself is the power, and the manifestation from the mind to what we witness is also coming from the choice we make. So choice is pretty transformative. तो आपने इन चंद मिनटों में बहुत से अहम ख्याल तो पेश कर दिए, और हमारे जो सामईन और नाजरीन हैं वो भी ये सोच रहे होंगे कि where is Syma taking us with this? So now in the next 5 to 10 minutes, could you kindly give us some respite so that we can do uh, good to ourselves and to our relationships?
Yes, Kamran Sahab, people want to find light, and they're in search of light. But believe me, once they begin to understand that, once they accept their own shadows that dwell within them, it transforms itself into light. Light doesn't exist outside. It's already there, but what we really need to do is find out, dig deeper within our own selves first. And that's the beauty of making a choice, because we are in control. We are in charge, They say that the greatest strength above all lies within us. And that is the power we have over our own faculties. And
Right.
it all boils down to one word: choice. Now, taking this further, you see, we have to examine at a deeper level, apne andar, apni zaat ke andar. And I would urge and I would request everyone to do that. Without reflection, one can never find anything worthwhile in life. And reflection involves your own participation first, right? So we have to dig deeper within us. कि क्या at our core belief, are we waiting for someone else to make choices for us so that our life will change?
Okay.
So I want X. Let's suppose I want X, and I
Right.
really want it.
Right.
But all my efforts and choices are leading me to Y. Let me put it in more simpler context. Let's suppose I want to save 1,000 rupees. But my spending habits are not congruent with what I want.
Fair enough.
Am I going to be able to save 1,000 rupees?
No, I will spend the 1,000 and then say, oh my God, what did I do?
Yes. So I can talk all I want to about I want to save. I can go and take workshops. I can find strategies. Until unless I'm not going to work on my choices that I deliberately dwell into while I'm spending, there's no way I'm going to save 1,000 rupees.
Right.
It doesn't matter which guru I go to. It doesn't matter what meditation I do. It does not matter what books I read. I need to investigate, where am I losing my power?
Okay.
So that leads us to, now that's a big, and I hope I can convey this the way I have it in my head. We have addictions. Now, by the word addiction, I strictly do not mean drugs. Addiction can be something you can't do without.
Okay.
Some people have addictions of being right. Some people have addiction of this need to win. Some people have this addiction that I'm important and everybody else need to dance around my agenda in life. Some people have addiction to stay in control, and they will go to any length and extent to make sure that they feed their addictions. So what
Right.
happens is their addictions become bigger than their choices.
Wow. Wow. So the addiction is driving the choices, not them.
Exactly. Beautiful. Exactly. So we
And
think we are making choices, but actually it's our addictions which are making choices for us. We are not even there. We are so weak. We are so fragile. And the only way to really understand your power is to starve your addictions. That's how you are going to empower your own self.
wow. 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 So is breathing an addiction, for example?
I'm sorry, what word was that?
Breathing. Breathing. Is breathing an
Breathing.
addiction?
It's a fundamental mechanism of life. It
Mm.
maintains the balance of life.
Mm. So addiction can be, some addictions are very natural and they sustain us. Other addictions that we have acquired um, as we have grown up are the ones that take us away from the life that we could be.
Some people have addiction of learning.
Mm,
Some people have addiction of growing in
mm,
life,
mm,
right? So addiction. Now, the question is not whether addiction is good or not.
mm,
What we need to examine and reflect is we all are addicts. So it
mm.
all comes down to what are we addicts of?
Fair enough. So, how would you differentiate between addiction and habit?
Addiction is something which is going to jeopardize you as a human being.
Mhm,
Habit is going to do that in small doses. They're like cousins. Habits and addictions are like cousins, really.
mhm.
It's just a softer, milder version of addiction. I mean, have you ever heard people saying, using the word addiction in their normal day-to-day life? I have this addiction. They
No.
don't. Because we have reserved this word only for drugs, because it
Oh,
makes us feel comfortable. So
mm,
we are not part of it. Oh,
right.
this person takes cocaine, this person, so he's an addict. I'm not.
Mm,
Whereas I might be a bigger addict, by the way.
right. Right. Attention deficit. I mean, some people are attention seekers, and
Yes.
if they don't get recognition, they switch off. And when they're applauded, they're alive. When they're not, they so someone else is controlling them, and the power is elsewhere, not with the individual.
Yes.
So,
Yes. Yes.
so,
You
so
know,
how?
in Buddhist philosophy, you know what is the definition of hell? It is when you are powerless and you feel you have no power to change anything in your life. That's the definition of hell.
Wow, wow. So how do we get out of this hell?
Yes. See, the first way, if somebody truly wants to get out of this hell, is to, and which is what I would like to conclude today's session with. It's a small exercise which I would like to give to the audience as well. I would like everyone to think about, I'm sure the list is going to be long, but three things to which you lose your power to.
Okay. So you're asking us to think of three things which
Where you
cause
lose your power.
where we
You can't
lose our.
help it. You can't help it.
Yeah. Yeah.
लाइक जिस तरह कुछ कहते हैं ना कि यार बस मेरे से रहा ही नहीं गया, बस मुझे वो इतना पसंद आई चीज, मैंने उधर इतने पैसे लगा दिए, मैं
Mhm.
मुझसे बस आई लॉस्ट यू लूज योरसेल्फ मैन. यू
सही
कांट हेल्प इट.
सही है बिल्कुल सही है या मैं
बिकॉज इफ यू वांट टू वर्क ऑन समथिंग, अगर आपने दवाई लेनी है तो पहले आपने जाके डायग्नोसिस तो कराना है ना कि प्रॉब्लम क्या है जिसकी दवाई चाहिए.
हम्म,
अगर आपको प्रॉब्लम का पता ही नहीं है, if you don't even know where you're losing your power, how you're losing your, how are you going to retain it, how are you going to empower yourself to begin with?
Yeah. So when we lose temper, for example, and we get
Yes.
angry,
Yeah.
and we say things that we live to regret,
Yes.
that's when we lost power.
That's when we lose power at exponential rate, and that's when our own, the faster someone gets angry is an indication of how much self-involved they are.
Self-indulgent or self-involved?
Self-love, self-involved, that what I think, my opinion, because then anything which differs from your opinion or your version of reality, it's too difficult for you to accept it.
Right. So in our next episode, Syma, we will need to understand, and not only understand, I suppose, but appreciate the need for deep reflection
Yes.
and self-diagnosis, and how
Yes.
do we regain the power we keep losing every day
Yes.
unknown to us,
Yes.
and come up with some pointers. And I think this exercise of three things we do to lose power, I
You
think
see, Kamran Sahab, you've asked very beautiful and very deep, reflective question. And there's only one thing which I would like to say in response to this question today, before concluding this session. If one truly wants to empower themselves, they have to suffer not one exception in making a choice. That's the kind of congruency one requires. But it
you,
doesn't happen overnight.
you
It
use
does
the
not.
word suffer.
Yes.
One, could you
Not,
repeat?
you choose, you basically choose not to suffer one exception to the
So,
choices you make.
so you make a choice and you stick to the choice.
Absolutely. You don't
No,
say कि चलो यार बाद में, no. No means मैंने जुबान दे दी, अपने आप को दे दी, दूसरे को तो छोड़ दें आप. You demand the best from yourself first. दूसरों की तो स्टोरी और कहानी जिंदगी में बाद में आती है, पहले अपनी जर्नी तो सीधी करें ना आप.
right. And when we make a choice and stick to it, doesn't that require discipline? And then discipline and power go hand in hand in some ways. I see a strong relationship, maybe something we could be exploring in our next episode.
Yes, we can definitely take this question further, and we will. I'll make sure that I incorporate majority of the section in our next episode around whatever you just said.
Thank you, Syma. Thank you for making the
Thank
time
you,
to be
Kamran
with
sir.
us.
Thank
And
you.
as usual, illuminating our minds and reminding us that the light is not outside, the light is within. So
Inside.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you,
God
Kamran
bless.
sir. Thank you very much.
Again in a month,
Thank you.
most
Thank
probably.
you.